Hi everyone, it's Rebecca here, naturopath and nutritionist. Thanks for being here. We're just still having a few people coming in, and it will be a bit like our webinar last night. We sort of had people joining throughout the hour. So, and I can see a few clients here as well. So hello everyone. Hi Vivian, I can see you there. And yes, so last night, or wasn't last night, night before, we did cleansing with juicing. And tonight we're going to be talking about detoxing the body, mind, and spirit. So, and the recording for last night's has been sent out as well. And so just check your emails for that, for people who did that one. And you might want to just check your spam or something in case it went anywhere like that. And it's also, we've put in links to our Detox in a Box and the different websites that we have as well. So, well, we're just going over 7 now, so we'll get started. We've got a fair bit to go through tonight as well. And I have Elise here, my admin and PA, so she's going to be in the chat. She's allowing, if you want to type anything in the chat, if you have any questions as we're going along, I will answer the questions at the end. But if having any problems with anything, you can write in there to her. And so you can leave your video on if you like, that's fine, or, you can choose to have it off as well. So my name's Rebecca Lang and I'm a naturopath and nutritionist. So I have done a bachelor degree in health science in complementary medicine. I did 3 advanced diplomas in naturopathy, nutritional medicine, and Western herbal medicine. So that I finished my qualifications about 15 years ago now, and but I studied for a very long time because when I was studying, it wasn't covered under any HECS or anything, so you had to pay for everything up front. So I would work and save up and then pay for a module and then work. So a lot of the time I was working and studying, working full-time and studying either part-time or full-time as well. So where naturopathy now is just a bachelor degree, so you just go to university for 4 years and do it, and it all goes on to a HECS, which is a very expensive. Costs about $90,000 to do it now, and then people have that big bill to pay later on. So it is a wonderful career, and I love being a naturopath, but it is a lot of commitment to get to those qualifications. So 15 years ago, I opened up my clinic, Bargara Beach Holistic Health Centre. And I see people in person for consultations, but I also see people on telehealth and via phone. So I'm in Queensland, but my hometown is in Perth, but where my family are. So I see a lot of people from Perth as well and all over Australia. I also opened up Of the Earth Juice Bar and Health Shop next door to my clinic. And I created a 3-day juice cleanse. So I've had that for 6 years as well. We sell over 1,000 3-day juice cleanses per year as well. If you want to know more about me, I haven't got it on here, but it's just rebeccalang.net.au. So do I really need to detox? So this is something that quite often over the years people, and you'll see it in on social media and forums, like our bodies naturally detox, so we don't need to detox. And our bodies do naturally detox. They're always trying to cleanse as well. But in today's toxic world, our bodies do need extra help. So unless you happen to be lucky enough to live on a mountaintop with beautiful, fresh, clean air, organic food, clean water, and have no stress in your life, if that was the case, you wouldn't need to detox or any help with it. But unfortunately, in this busy world we live in, it's pretty much the opposite for most people. So most people rushing from one place to the next, exhausted and eating the best they possibly can. So, and we know these days, that our foods are so sprayed as well. And, we do the best we can if we can to eat organic, but as many people know, it's very expensive, and even growing a veggie garden, which I have my veggie gardens, is actually a massive amount of work of constantly fighting weeds and everything. So it's not like something easy for people to do, to grow all your own veggies, but if you could, that would be ideal. And then swapping with other people as well. So signs of needing a detox. So there are many signs of needing a detox, but they include headaches and migraines, skin rashes, itchy skin, redness of skin, skin blotches, acne and breakouts, bloating and indigestion, heartburn, constipation and loose bowels and IBS symptoms, waking up tired and just feeling really fatigued. One of the big signs is waking up at 3 a.m. So a lot of people will say to me, oh, I'm having problems sleeping. And I'm like, are you waking up at 3 a.m.? And they go, how do you know that? And that's because most people are waking up at 3 a.m. And between 3 and 4, when we look at the Chinese meridian clocks, is when our liver is rejuvenating. And most people will wake up at that time, and they'll be hot quite often as well. And they can wake up and then they can't go back to sleep. So, and this is people, you don't see it too much in the younger generation. Sometimes if they're on certain medications that process through the liver, you might start to see it. But especially as people get older, men and women, you'll see them waking up at 3 a.m. And also sometimes you might crash at 2 o'clock. So that's when the adrenals go down, but it's all part of the exhaustion. So 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the ground is looking good for a little nap if possible, but usually people just keep pushing through. Sometimes we see like alcohol use start creeping up as well. So I've been speaking to quite a lot of women lately and who are seeing that alcohol just creeping up because it is an addictive substance. And what you might have had, years ago then can suddenly become more as you get older. And we can also see, women who are working full time, looking after children, running on a lot of stress, and then coming home and having their wine or whatever, and then that sort of starts to increase. And also craving sugar and carbs, so just needing that bit of a fix. And then other issues such as brain fog and memory issues as well. So I'm sure a lot of people have experienced some of these symptoms, and like with my clients and over the years, we see this in most people we're seeing. And those of you who watched the webinar the other night, you would have heard me talking about oxidative stress, and this is something that I am quite passionate about. And I know a lot of people don't really understand exactly what oxidative stress is as well. And I do try and explain it regularly. So it is when your free radicals or toxins are higher than your antioxidants that clear them from the body. So I'm just going to try and move my, yeah, okay, that might be better. So those toxins are higher in your body and in your cells than the antioxidants that we naturally have that clear them out. So in my clinic, I have TGA approved scientific equipment that tests for toxic stress in blood. So we take blood out of the client's finger and we put it in all our equipment, and it will give us a reading. And over the years, I've done many tests, thousands of tests, because I test all my clients regularly. And what I've found is that most people, particularly women, are in high toxic stress. So this is physical stress. It's not, I'm not talking about like they're mentally stressed. Mental stress will increase free radicals in the body, but it's about the cells. So women's cells are in toxicity for the majority of women that we're testing. And I'm always surprised when we have a woman that isn't. It's usually like, oh gee, we didn't expect that. And that will quite often, if I see a woman that isn't in toxic stress, they will either be a like personal trainer or someone that's, you know, exercising a lot, or they might be someone that's already on a lot of supplements and has been for a long time. So if you're in high oxidated stress, it puts you at a high risk of disease and also aging quickly. And nobody wants that. So what does it mean to be in oxidated stress? So it means that there are too many unstable molecules called free radicals in the body and not enough antioxidants to get rid of them, which we just said. The free radicals will then break down the cell tissues and they start to cause DNA damage. This damage can result in inflammation. These factors can lead to lifelong diseases like diabetes or cancer. It is now also known through science that inflammation also causes obesity. So obesity doesn't cause inflammation. Inflammation actually causes obesity. Inflammation also increases pain in the body. So as I was saying before, I was looking at some research and it was sort of indicating on this research that men are more in oxidated stress than women. And I thought, well, I don't agree with that, because in my clinic over the years, we have seen that most women are in oxidative stress, and we actually see that most men aren't, which always surprises me. But you know, also because women's bodies are designed to hold more fat, and toxins are stored in the fat cells. So that's where I wonder where, you know, where we're seeing that toxicity in women. But also that women are usually burning the candle at both ends, working full time, looking after a family, and not really taking time to look after themselves. And a lot of women have spent their whole life looking after everybody else. And sometimes by the time it gets, you know, to just looking after you, or, you know, the kids have grown up or whatever, a lot of women just don't even feel like cooking anymore because they've been cooking for everyone their whole life. And they're like, I'm just done. I'll just have toast for dinner. So, so how do we reverse oxidative stress? So, and this is because we're talking about detoxing. That's why we're talking about oxidative stress, because that's what it is all about. That's a way you can measure, is your body needing to detox? And what I'm saying is, overall, these studies I've done with my own clients, yes, you do need to detox. So firstly, you know, we need to do healthy lifestyle changes. So removing processed food and sugar. Sugar depletes the nutrients, reducing white flour products, and increasing nutrient-rich foods. So those high in antioxidants, which is your fruit, vegetables, nuts and seeds and herbs. So everything that comes from the earth, basically. And also having fresh air, purified water, and increasing exercise. So, you know, if you're not moving much, you're not allowing oxygen to move around your cells, and oxygen moving around, when oxygen goes into your cells, it will detox them. So exercise is a very good way of reversing your oxidative stress as well. Cold pressed vegetable juices with some fruit added for taste is an effective way to receive highly absorbable nutrients and minerals. So then you're getting those fresh antioxidants straight into your body. And as I was saying, with the exercise, so exercise can help to improve your oxidative stress and detoxification. So our bodies need exercise, and scientific research shows that exercise cleanses our bodies, and that's by increasing circulation and oxygen in our cells. So when they're saying do 10,000 steps a day, it's true. Like, you really do need to do those 10,000 steps, because the legs are the biggest muscles in the body. And the more you can move those muscles around, the more you're going to get that oxygen moving through the body. So bike riding, walking, running will all help with increasing the oxygen. Or you could try swimming as well if you are a person who, you know, maybe has had injuries. And this is, you know, especially people as they get older, they may have be waiting to have a knee replacement or something done, or hip replacement, so they may not be able to move their knees as much or their legs as much or do as much walking. So whether you can do swimming or walking in a pool, but I always say to people, and as my personal trainer says to me when I've had an injury, she's like, well, you've still got your arms. So even if you're a person that can't actually move around too much because you've had injuries, you can still be sitting in your chair and getting, your water bottle like this, and you can still be doing some, weights and starting to move that body around and getting that oxygen moving around. So the Australian Institute of Sport, they were also testing for oxidative stress. So they had the same equipment as I did that I haven't checked since, but years ago when I bought mine, I knew that they had it as well. And they had it because they were checking for marathon runners, excuse me, that can actually they can actually put their body in oxidative stress by doing too much exercise. So sometimes, when you see some marathon runners or some people that are, doing those long distance and a lot of them, they may not always look as healthy, and that's because they're aging quicker. Because their body's in an oxidative stress the whole time. So that's then not a good idea for them. They need to reverse that. Otherwise, all their running and everything they're doing is actually not good for their long-term health and putting them at high risk of disease. So herbs and supplements to reduce oxidative stress. So you'd be looking at using herbs and nutrients to support and nourish the liver. Particularly ones that support phase 2 detoxification, which would be like turmeric and broccoli sprouts particularly, and they push toxins out of the liver and therefore out of the body. Herbs such as milk thistle or silymarin, dandelion, turmeric, as I said, and rosemary would be ideal. Using vitamins such as vitamin C, vitamin E, beta-carotene or vitamin A, coenzyme Q10. They are all antioxidants, and the coenzyme Q10 also includes, has oxygen, will put oxygen into the cells and increases circulation as well. Do need to keep in mind with these vitamins and herbs that I'm recommending that if you're on pharmaceutical supplements, pharmaceutical medications, they could interact. So you will need to check that, especially if you're on anything like warfarin or blood thinners, obviously. So what we do see here, and this is why we test people regularly, that a healthy lifestyle changes are needed, and supplements are also needed to reverse that oxidative stress that people are under. So other lifestyle factors is alkalizing the body, but it's also important to note that over-alkalizing the body can actually increase oxidative stress. So if you don't want to be having some of these waters that are too alkalizing and always being completely alkalized, not only can that put you in oxidative stress, but it can also reduce the hydrochloric acid in the stomach, and then, start to cause digestive problems as well. So it's about just trying to find that balance there. So using more natural sources like your greens powders and vegetable juices. Other ways of reducing oxidative stress would be to quit smoking, quit or reduce alcohol. Infrared saunas can also help to remove toxins, and lymphatic drainage massage can help to start removing the toxins out of the cells. So how long does it take to reverse oxidative stress? Well, working with supplements in a healthy eating program, we see results in around 21 days. I don't often retest people before that 21 days. For myself, I have tried different supplements, and I might, I'll put myself in oxidative stress and then try different supplements, and I might see in a week, has that supplement done anything? And I will see, yes, I've gone from an E oxidative stress down to a C. So I'm trying to get to an A, and I'll go, okay, well, that's good to know. That supplement is actually working. So that's what I've done over the years, even practitioner range supplements, it'll be like, oh, this works for, reversing oxidative stress. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see how that does work in the human body, not just in a lab. And we've done trials, and sometimes we'll find that some things don't actually give the results that we thought, that they should. So we've been able to work out which type of products and supplements do help. So it takes 21 days also to change a habit. So it's a good way to give your body a chance to have a break from putting toxins in. So, and the challenge is then to maintain that healthy lifestyle. So what we usually do is detox people about at least every 6 months. They will do a 21-day detox program to keep them out of oxidative stress. But sometimes I'm thinking, honestly, that people need to do it about every 3 months. And I'm especially since once with COVID coming out, I mean, it was COVID and the vaccines combined together. So we did see increase in oxidative stress in our clients as well, and also a need for them to be detoxing even more. And we did see challenges in the detoxing. So what I'd been using for years and had always had these very easy, quick results with, suddenly didn't work as effectively anymore. And we've had to do a lot more and be like stricter, and sometimes do it longer even than 21 days. So as I keep going on about, we know what oxidative stress is now. And we know that most women are in oxidative stress. We also know it's putting you at a higher risk of disease and aging quicker. And it's important as well that men understand that the women in their life are more likely to be in toxicity than even what they are. So men need to, the men need to encourage the women in their life, whether it's their mother, their sister, their wife, and that to detox and support them through that is, encouraged. Or they're not saying, oh, why are you doing that? Or, you don't need to do that or whatever. It's like women need to take responsibility for looking after their own bodies now, because no one else is going to do it for them. And they need to take responsibility for reducing their risk of disease. And interestingly, like I was just doing some research on Alzheimer's recently, and 2/3 of patients that are diagnosed with Alzheimer's are actually women, and they don't know why, because they don't know a lot about Alzheimer's still. They don't know how to cure it or anything like that. So they're still doing research and trying to work these things out. But I thought that was interesting that 2/3 of Alzheimer's patients are actually women. So, and they don't know why. And I'm like, would the fact that we're seeing so many women in toxic stress have anything to do with it? So these are all things that we've got to think about. So with the mindset, because we're talking about detoxing the body, mind, and spirit, doing a 21-day detox or cleanse really does work with changing your mindset. There's a lot of people, that I've spoken to, probably not so much my clients, because I suppose if you're coming in to see a naturopath, you're actually sort of at that point where you're ready to do some changes in your life. But just talking to people in general, I've had people say, oh, there's no way I could ever do a 21-day detox. So I just couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to commit to that. And usually they're the people that need to do it the most. So, and I usually say to my client, what would be the hardest part of a detox for you to give up? So would it be dairy, gluten, sugar, alcohol, caffeine, sugar-free soft drinks? And everyone will have their own thing. Some people be like, oh, it would be very hard for me to give up my coffee, or be very hard for me to give up sugar or alcohol. But I have a lot of people as well, the hardest thing for them to give up will be their Pepsi Max or Mountain Dew. A lot of people are actually addicted to these sugar-free drinks. But I think Mountain Dew does have sugar in it, but like Pepsi Max seems to be really addictive. But what happens is after 3 weeks of stopping these items, people feel amazing. And then they, we hope they don't go back, but sometimes they do. And then that's when 3 months, 6 months time, we're getting them to do it again. So 21 days gives your body and your mind the chance to actually do a reset. So, and it gives you the opportunity to see how good your body and mind and can actually feel without all these toxins going into it on a daily basis. So will I feel sick when I detox? If a detox is done properly, it will be done safely and gently and easily, and you won't feel sick at all. And you won't have loose bowels either. If you do a detox and you have loose bowels, then something is wrong. You need to look at, what, are you taking something, a supplement or something that's not agreeing with you, that you're reacting to? Sometimes people find if they take out coffee, that they may not move their bowels as much because their body has become used to having coffee, but then they can look and see, well, what's actually going on there? Do they need to change the way they're eating? Do they need to increase fiber in their diet? Do they need to have like a kiwi fruit every day that helps to keep the bowels regular? So when people do the detox, excuse me, I'll just have some water. Most people usually have a headache on day 4. So I just tell people just be prepared for that. And that's usually just from caffeine withdrawal. If they're not having coffee or any caffeine, then they don't usually get that headache. So when I first started detoxing people, I wouldn't tell them that. I used to be always contacted on day 4, I've got a headache. And I'd say, well, they're like, I want to take Panadol. But that's up to you. If you want to take Panadol, So now I just tell people, and I think if they know that that's probably what's going to happen, then they're sort of okay with it. And generally during a detox, you'll just feel better every day. Like each day you're doing it, you'll just feel more well. So, and it's important if you're doing a detox as well, that you just continue taking all your prescribed pharmaceuticals. So it's never about stopping those. So you need to just continue with whatever the doctor is prescribing you. What happens when people do a detox is by the time they come to the end of it and they're feeling so amazing, for maybe sometimes the first time in their life, or maybe since they were a child, the spiritual aspect is this wellness that you feel, and it helps you to have a more of awareness of and be able to reflect on why you choose to have unhealthy foods or substances in your life, and starting to look at that. So we try and, in a 21-day detox, we try and look a little bit at those things, like whether it's journaling or just making some notes on your phone about how you're feeling, and what changes you want to make for the future as well. So we are living in a very stressful world, and most people are working long hours. And even if people have retired now, quite often they've had a very stressful, hardworking life as well. So many people burnt out, and they're often reaching for the easiest quick fix just to get some more energy. So it's important to take time and have the energy and clearness of mind to be able to think about your highest purpose in this life. And that's what doing a 21-day detox can allow you to do and to find. So, and that's the spiritual aspect of this. So meditation and detoxing, most people don't meditate, as they say they can't still the mind. And the reason most people can't meditate is because it's so simple that they just think they can't do it. So really, as far as I'm concerned, meditation should be taught in schools. It's normal to not to not be able to still the mind. So, and everybody says, I can't meditate, so I just can't, still my mind. Well, neither can anyone else. That's, why meditation is a practice. So it's like learning to play guitar. you have to sit down and allocate the time to practice. So you can have results from meditating with just allocating 3 minutes 3 times a day to sit and breathe. So whether you start at do 3 minutes, or you want to do 10 minutes, but even if you just start at 3 minutes, go right 9 o'clock in the morning, 12, or however your day works out, that you just put it in there. You could be sitting in the car, go, oh, that's right, my alarm's gone off, it's time to do my meditation. And all you're going to do is just sit and breathe. And you're going to be breathe in, breathe out. That's all you're going to be thinking. And when you're doing that, your mind will just go, oh, what am I doing? I need to be doing these other things, right? And then you say to yourself, no, I'm using this time to practice my meditation. And then you just come back to your breathing, breathe in, breathe out, mind will take off again. You just keep bringing it back. And this is where the practice comes in. So over time, you end up having more times of just doing the breathing in, breathing out, and less times of your mind wandering off. So in that first 3 minutes over the first week or whatever, it might only be 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there that you're just doing the breathing part. But the more you practice, those parts will become longer, and you'll have more moments of just this peacefulness of breathing. And what happens overall, so say you did that for a week, a month, and hopefully continue on forever, but even over a month, you will feel the difference. You will feel an inner peace within yourself that has always been there, but you've just never tapped into that meditation practice. So I really encourage people to do that. And that's something that during the detox and this detox program that I've created for people, that we help to teach people this, and it's something that you can have for the rest of your life. So the goal is to reverse oxidative stress, to help the toxins leave your body, in which, as we said, in today's society, we need help for this. Naturally alkalizing with greens powders, cold pressed juices, increasing vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and herbs. Protein is still important, and it's just about eating clean. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm against eating red meat or anything, because I'm actually not. And the things I look at is that the human body, for most people, like everybody's body is different. But most people actually need protein, and especially as we get older, we need protein to keep our muscles strong. But it does come down to breaking down that protein and digesting it as well, which sometimes you may need help with. And that's where the vegetables and raw vegetables, cold pressed juices come in. So it's just about eating clean. So, it could be lean protein with fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and herbs. Reducing processed food and sugar and white flour products, alcohol and smoking. Increasing exercise. Supporting the lymphatic system with infrared saunas and lymphatic drainage massage. And you could work with a naturopath to access the right supplements for your body as well. Other supports for detoxing. It's important not only to support the liver and kidneys, but also the cells in the body. So good oils, such as hemp oils, one of the ones I like, and nuts and seeds with lemon juice that helps the seeds break down, which I'll explain again in a minute. Using detox herbal teas, the greens powder, and as we said, the cold pressed juices. The feet and the body. So in our Detox in a Box, because we're working with the public with that, and we don't know what medication everyone's on, we work with products that are safe for everybody. So they're food-based type products. We also work with the feet because they have 2,500 pores or sweat glands, and they're the largest sweat glands in the body. There's also 360 acupuncture points in the body, and 60 of them are actually on the feet. So you've got to be mindful of that's another part of what you put on your body. So it's best to use natural deodorants, mineral makeup, non-toxic products during your detox. With your feet, so what we do in our Detox in a Box, we have things like the detox foot patches, we do detox magnesium bath soaks, And we just work with bringing toxins out through the feet as well. Detoxing the home. So your home can have many toxins in it, including mold. And cleaning products. I mean, we know when you walk down the laundry and the bathroom aisle, you know, you can smell the toxins just coming out of the bottles. So even when you're not using those chemicals, when they're sitting under the kitchen sink, they are leaking out of the kitchen sink, out of their bottles into your house. So I have clients just pack all of those toxic chemicals up, put them in the shed or give them away or just get rid of them, and we use non-toxic products. So we tend to not use as much organic as I would like, only because they're difficult for people to access, and they're often quite expensive, and sometimes they don't work as well. So we've chosen to go to non-toxic products that are safer and more affordable than what Coles or Woolworths are. So with detoxing, we have the detox in a box that we have available for purchase on the website, detoxinabox.com.au, and I put everything in there for detoxing. So for the public, that is safe for you to have. Like regardless of, you know, what medication you know, I encourage you to talk to your doctor or pharmacist, of course, but we put products in there that are safe and food-based. And we put a nice tasting, naturally flavored detoxing greens powder that's high in nutrients and essential fatty acids. We also put my detox dukkha in there that contains specific organic seeds that we had brought in from Egypt that are being used in history as anti-venoms and for poisoning. So this detox dukkha, we have people mix it in with organic hemp oil that we provide and lemon juice. So that oil takes the therapeutic value of the seeds into the cells, and the lemon juice helps to break it down in the cells. We also include in the Detox in a Box my natural healing skin cream that I've been making for 15 years. A chakra balancing spray, detox tea, and many other items. That's just a little picture of the box and my detox dukkha there. So we also have a 21-day online detox program, and that's just launching hopefully within the week. So, and that includes all my juice recipes and a dietary plan. It's got lots of different recipes that I have been making for years and very passionate about. And it's very similar to the detox that my clients have been doing for 15 years. So it also will include videos and presentations and everything to take you into a deep dive of cleansing your body, mind, and spirit. And just for people who were at the cold press juice cleansing with juice webinar, so that Curving's cold press juices still have a discount on their website, and that will end tonight though. If you did want to look at purchasing cold press juicer, so just put in there the code, my name as the code. You can also book an appointment with me on telehealth. So if you would like me to assist you with your health, I do work a lot with blood pathology, and even via telehealth, there's a lot we can do. The way naturopaths work these days, we do a lot of testing as well, so which we can easily access for you wherever you are in Australia or the world for that matter. And then we can tailor a detox and juice cleansing program specifically for you. So you can just book through healthandhealing.net.au, and you can go in there and you'll actually see my appointment schedule in there and when I'm next available as well. So we do have a retreat that we're about to launch as well. So this would be in Bargara in Queensland. We're 4 hours north of Brisbane, and we're on a beautiful little beachside. So beautiful little village on the beach. The retreat, I've done quite a few retreats over the years, and this one is in a hotel that's right next to my clinic and the juice bar. So they're 2-bedroom, we have 4 2-bedroom apartments, and we have 4 1-bedroom apartments, and it's 3 nights, and you all will have your own room. And in that time, we do a lot of activities to do with, obviously with detoxing. We have the juices there so you get your understanding of the cold pressed juices and the juice cleanse and light vegan food. And we learn everything. So by the time you leave the retreat, you know everything you need to know about detox. And we also will do testing appointment on you so we can test you for oxidative stress and see where your levels are. We do other things like the meditation and daily yoga, beach walks, and we have other local ladies here that help out with doing like a labyrinth, and a lady has a Mongolian yurt that we go and do a big meditation circle in as well. So you have the tools to go home to continue on your detox as well. So that's just some photos of some of the retreats we've done in the past as well. And I think we're basically up to question time. So I'll just go on to that slide, and then that one there has the website. And then we don't have the Facebook page on there, but the Instagram page is _health and healing. And the Facebook page, business page, is just Bargara Beach Holistic Health Centre. And yes, we've come to the end of our presentation. So I'll just see now if anyone has any questions. So if you want to put your hand up, if you have a question, and then just put your hand up like that, if you've got your video on, and Elise will unmute you to talk, or you can also type in the chat there any questions that you might have. So this is your opportunity now to ask me anything you would like. And also we do have another webinar on tomorrow night, which is Superwoman Syndrome. And that all sort of ties in with everything, obviously, I'm very passionate about. And so hopefully you've seen that link, or it will be on the website for naturalmedicineweek.com.au, has the webinars on there as well. We'll try and get this recording out to you tomorrow, and that will also have the link on there for the Superwoman Syndrome webinar. So we'll just see now if anyone has any questions. Okay. So all the people that we've had, about 80 or so people register for the webinar as well. So anyone who hasn't been able to attend tonight, they'll be sent out the recording, and everyone here will also be sent out the recording as well. And that will have links to the different websites and things that I've spoken about. With my clients that are on here, hopefully it's helped you to have a bit more understanding of why I'm a bit obsessed with testing everyone's oxidative stress all the time, and taking blood from you and seeing where your levels are, and doing everything we possibly can to keep people out of oxidative stress.
Susie, what was the name of the cold juice place?
So the cold pressed juices. So yeah, it's, if you go to the Curvings website, so KURVINGS, Curvings website, and you can have a look at the cold pressed juices on there. I would be buying as an individual. You can just, you know, for a home juicer, the cheapest one on there is all that you will need. I had a look. I've had a couple of people contact me about it that have gone on there and purchased them recently as well. I think one lady said there was one about $400 or $500, and that was with a discount on it. So that would be much better to be buying it while it's got the discount on it, that's for sure.
I think that is the link on this, but how effective is foot detox and reflexology? Janine wants to know.
So Janine's just asking how effective is foot detox and foot reflexology. I'm a little bit on the fence sometimes, you know, like with these foot detox bath things that, you know, because I tested one, and you know, the ones that go black when you put your feet in it and all of that. I tested one when I didn't put anything in there and it went black. So it was like, yeah, no, that doesn't work. But people still love that type of thing. And I think the thing is that if we look at the, you know, the amount of sweat glands on the feet, 2,500 of them approximately. So that's a lot. So, you know, I think anything that we can do with cleansing and having it released through the feet, I think is still going to be effective. And I was reading something the other night about, you know, like chopping up onion and, you know, you put it on your feet if you have a cough or a cold. And I mean, that's an old wives' tale that's been around for a long time. And someone had done this post or whatever and saying about, oh, this is not scientifically proven, blah, blah, blah. It was all about there's no science behind this. And I wrote on there and said, there never will be any science behind it, because who's going to pay for a massive trial to be done on, you know, putting onion on the feet and whether that helps with a cough, because no one's going to make any money out of it. So, you know, because everyone can just go buy an onion and do it themselves. So there's never going to be any scientific evidence. It's not like a farmer who grows the onions is going to fund that research. So, and just because it's not scientifically proven doesn't mean it doesn't work. So, and reflexology of the feet, well, I mean, I am a big believer, you know, I am trained in reflexology myself as well. So when we talk about what we're saying with the 350 acupuncture points through the body and 60 of them being on the feet, you can see where the reflexology is working on those lines as well and those meridians in the body as well. So it does make sense that, you know, reflexology would help to support detoxing the organs in the body as well, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you ask a doctor that question, I'm sure they'll give you a completely different answer to me. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. Does anyone else have any other questions? Not yet. So yeah, but keep in mind with the retreat, so or you might know someone who would be interested. I do have a waiting list of about 50 people who have been waiting to do the retreat because of, you know, COVID and everything. I obviously didn't do any retreats in that time. And we have women of all ages. So sorry, guys, we don't have one with the guys yet. And these women come from all around Australia, from all walks of life. And most of them come on their own. Like they come and everyone's very nervous and very anxious in the first sort of day when they first get here. And then by the time they leave, they're all best friends and everyone's hugging and crying. And, you know, we've all really connected. And it's just really beautiful to see that connection. And in that time, we're learning different things on a spiritual basis, mental, working in that mental health side of things a little bit, supporting, you know, a lot of families have gone through a lot of things within their family circle as well on that lines. And then we're educating the whole time about detoxing. So by the time you leave, you know, you're full of knowledge, but you also have found some part of yourself that you may have lost over the years. And that connection of being with a group of women who are all at that same part of their life, no matter what age they are. So we can have women, you know, in their 20s and women in their 80s, which we've had before, and who become close friends. And it's amazing. So we will be sending out the information on the retreats to the people that we have on our waiting list. It will go out to the people from the webinars and my clients before, and we'll do all of that first and before we go to the public. Once this retreat is booked out, then I'll be announcing a second one, and I'll probably get into the stage we'll be doing these retreats fairly regularly, just to help educate people about detoxing.
Yeah, Charlene, I'm a great believer in anecdotal evidence.
Anecdotal evidence.
Anecdotal. Charlene, does Charlene want to talk?
Yes, I think Charlene. I'm wondering if that's Charlene who I know. Yes, so I think what Charlene. Oh,
Anecdotal evidence.
there you are, Charlene. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I've never, as you know, I'm not keen on the science because it's not reliable. But, so many people are able, like the thing with the onions, so many people are able to say there's a positive result in some of that. And it's
Yes.
not a lot of research on lavender oil either, and I wouldn't be without it. So, when you were saying about the onions, and there never will be scientific evidence on that, I just put up, I'm a great believer in anecdotal evidence because there's years and years, if not centuries worth of that. So,
Yes. Yeah,
mm,
exactly. And that's what happened on that post where I don't know, it was some like health thing or whatever, but everyone
mm,
wrote on there and said, well, actually, I've had great results. Oh, we used it last night for my child and they woke up without their cough. And all these people just wrote on there all the good results they've had. And, there will always, we have so many of these remedies out there with natural medicine these days. We do have a lot of scientific studies that have been done and always increasing, which is great. But there's always going to be these remedies that have been around for centuries and helping our ancestors over the years when they didn't have access to anything else and they knew what worked. I mean, they weren't going to go waste their time putting onion on their feet if it didn't work. Oh, nice to see you on here, Charlene.
I enjoyed it. Thanks, Rebecca.
Oh, that's good. And any other questions? I think someone was just asking about the 21-day detox, when that will be available, the program.
Will you let us know? So I've just said that it'll be released within the coming fortnight.
Yes. Yeah, so we wanted to have the 21-day online program all ready to send out, like have it ready today, but just didn't happen because someone like me decided to go back to uni and I've been inundated with assignments. But it's basically ready. It's almost ready to go. So we'll try and just finalize it. I've just got to do a few of the little video recordings like this. And all the information's there. We'll just put it all together. So keep an eye out on your emails. Just check, make sure nothing is going to spam as well, because everyone that's doing the webinars, you are going to be the first people that we're going to be launching that too. And you'll be getting a discount as well on whatever the price is. You'll have a discount on that. And that will be the same with the detox in a box. So a lot of people will be might purchase a detox in a box and then think, well, I might as well get the online 21-day program and do it together. Some people might do it the other way around or get one or the other. So we just want to have a few different options there for people, and then also be able to say to you, well, we're going to have a retreat coming up and probably regular retreats as well. So, and just keep an eye on my social media. If you are on Facebook, if you follow the Bargara Beach Holistic Health Centre, because I'll be always posting things on there, and the _health and healing. You can also contact us through the Health and Healing website and send a message and just say, I want to be added to the retreat list, or I want to know more about the detox in a box, if you can't work out where to find anything. So does anyone have any other questions?
Okay. No, Susie's just said a clove garlic filled with Vicks on the soles of your feet works wonders. Use your least favourite socks.
So who was saying that?
Susie,
yeah. So Susie said a clove of garlic with Vicks and on your feet as well. So I think that one sounds good. My dad puts Vicks on his feet every single night forever. So yeah, I think all these old remedies are really good and we should make use of them. And that's the same with the detox foot patches that I'm a little bit say to my clients, look, these aren't scientifically proven, but we just explain about how the feet have these pores on there. So and that's where we and I think it helps with the mindset thing as well, doing stuff like that during your detox time. So we're all okay? Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for being here tonight. It's really lovely to see you. And I've seen a few people like Kylie and a few others that were on here on Monday night as well. So thank you. And it's really lovely to just be here. And I've actually really enjoyed teaching everyone about this and doing the webinar. So it's reminding me that I need to do more of this, and that I do have a lot of different, you know, subjects that I can talk about on a lot of different things. And, you know, you probably would get sick of me, but it has inspired me to kind of get out there a little bit more and talk about some of the knowledge that I have and share it with people. So, okay, everyone, well, have a lovely evening. And if you're able to jump on for tomorrow night as well, so that will be Superwoman Syndrome, or you might know someone, it could be your daughter or granddaughter or sister or friend that you think that might benefit from that. So we'll be just talking a little bit about burnout again, and I will be addressing men and women, but it is more so around women that burn out than men. So I'm looking forward to talking about that and sharing my knowledge on that with you. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thanks,
Have
Rebecca.
a lovely evening. See you. Bye, Vivian.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Okay, and bye, Alison. Bye, Janine.
Bye.
Bye.